Ever want to make a whole bunch of cards really fast, but that still look fabulous? Today I'm here to show you how I make 10 cards in one sitting, and I can't wait to share how easy it is with you. Hi, I'm Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping. If this is your first time here, then welcome. And if you've been here before, then welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here to hang out with me for a few minutes. I love crafting and making pretty things. I also love making crafting doable for real life, especially when life is busy. This is perfect for holiday cards, birthdays, thank yous, anything. So if you're watching the premiere, then please hop over into the chat and say hi. And if you're watching the replay, then please leave me a comment and let me know what kind of cards you need to make in bulk. Well, are you ready to see just how quickly 10 awesome cards can come together? Let's go. So this system is going to save you so much time, and I have a free PDF tutorial for you with all the measurements. I do have a link down in the description, so please be sure you check it out. I began with 5 sheets of your basic white cardstock. You can use any color that goes with the designer series paper that you decide to use. And here's a little trick for you. First thing I did is open up my paper trimmer and I score it at 4 1/4 inches. This is my cutting blade, so I'll move that to the top out of my way. And now I've got my scoring blade and I score it at 4 1/4 inches. Now take it out, turn it, lift up the paper trimmer again, and now I'm going to cut at 5 1/2. Boom! I've got 1 score, 1 cut, and 2 card bases every time. So if you've never tried this trick, it's a game changer. Seriously, your card base prep time just got cut in half. I have 10 of the basic white card bases. I'm going to use my bone folder to go ahead and make them into the card bases. I've got the art panels here and the basic white, and these are 4 by 5 1/4, so 1/4 inch smaller than the card front, so 10 of them. Cherry cobbler strips that I have cut, those are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4 strips, and then some beautiful designer series paper from the Regal Distressed Patterns designer series paper. It's all distressed, it's got some gold in it. All of the patterns have a gold, but it's distressed and it looks super cool. I love the grid pattern. It also comes in a foliage pattern in a shaded spruce, I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. And cherry cobbler, so it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's not going to overpower anything that you are going to use with it. Next are the insides. So I have some cherry cobbler to help coordinate with the front of the card and some basic white, so we have plenty of room to write. So these are all in the downloadable tutorial if you need them for later. For the sentiment piece, I cut this is kind of a mess here. I cut a piece of basic white in half, right? And then I put a piece of parchment paper between my 2 halves of the basic white. Then I ran the die cut, which is from the traditional labels, and I'm also using that stamp set for this card. I ran it through my die cut, my cut and emboss machine, 5 times, because when you've got parchment paper between, as you can see here, the parchment paper, it ends up letting you cut it twice, because I did the 2 sheets at the same time, and then I got 10 really quickly. The parchment paper keeps them from sticking together and allows them to look absolutely outstanding. Every single one of them has all of the elements very nice and distinct on the sentiment pieces. So cool. Yay. I love assembly line crafting because it helps me feel calm and organized, and it gets those cards done. So we've already folded the card bases. Now I'm going to do the inside layers. And to do that, I'm simply going to adhere them together really quickly. Now for quickly putting these inside the card bases. All right. Now to pair the Designer Series paper with the Cherry Cobbler mats. I have cut the Designer Series paper, so it's just going to fit beautifully right into the center of each of those. All right, so just stick with me. This part takes some minutes, not hours, and you're going to see why batch making is my go-to for a busy season in my life. I've got some shaded spruce ink. I'm going to open that up, and using the Christmas Greenery stamp set, I've got the large floral and foliage stamp here to use, and I'm going to stamp it on the right side of every one of these panels using the shaded spruce ink that I have here. I'll put it onto the right side, and I also want to have something underneath it because it's a photopolymer stamp, so just something underneath to add a little more cushion. And then I've got a piece of scrap paper here to help make it so it's not going to be a problem if I go over a little bit. So I'm going to stay right here on the right side toward the bottom, a little bit more toward the bottom than toward the top. I love this stamp because it's going to cover a big area, it's beautiful, and it's going to make coloring really fast. This is where doing things in an assembly line and batching is really going to shine. I'm going to color all 10 of the cards one color at a time. Starting off with the Cherry Cobbler. The next is Flirty Flamingo for the next sized flower. Excellent. Petal Pink is the next color for the next flower. It's soft seafoam time. I'm going to put some sweet color on these leaves here. The final one we've got here is Old Olive for a little bit of pine. And you could leave this one uncolored if you wanted to. I thought it was real nice to go ahead and give it a little bit of something though, because it helps fill it in and helps it look more full. I'm going to adhere each of these DSP and cardstock strips to the left side. And I'm going to use liquid adhesive for this because this strip is the same size as the white panel. So I want to be able to have a moment to get it right on the edge and right on the side there. So I just like using the liquid glue when it comes to this part here. Okay, last one, there we are. Now we're going to put dimensionals onto the backs of these. Since it is a bigger panel, I am going to use more dimensionals on it because I want to keep it from kind of collapsing down. So I will use more than I normally would probably, and I'll just get these on there. Okay, and now for the backings, getting them off. And then, so say like I just grab 4 here at a time. Okay, and now we simply put the art piece onto the card base. So it's a 1/4 inch smaller, and it is offset just beautifully on there. Last card. I'll go ahead and stamp the Season's Greetings from the traditional labels stamp set in Cherry Cobbler to the labels that were die cut. Alright, so with those all done, I'll simply turn these over, add some dimensionals to those, or you could put some dots of glue on, whatever it is that you like to do, and lay them on the card. Put the cards out, lay that greeting right across the front. I'm going to go ahead now and quickly put on 5 of these dots. Now I noticed that the Stampin' Up! Concept artists a lot of times put the embellishments just a little underneath things. So that's what I've been doing some as well, and it's super fun to kind of hide the embellishment just a little bit underneath your parts of your card. It's cool. And let's see, we'll do one over here, and then I think a smaller one down here. And those 5 traditional sparkling sequins to each card using my Take Your Pick tool really helps add some fun sparkle. And last one. Finally, I'm going to swipe a generous wink of Stella over the flowers to let them shimmer just beautifully. This is where your batch made cards are just gonna stop looking fast and simply look fabulous. Okay, that's it. We've got 10 cards that we've managed to get to come together quickly, easily, and with a whole lot of pretty. Oh my goodness, look at all these. This is so awesome. 10 great cards, all done. Remember, all the measurements, the cutting guide, the full supply list are all waiting for you in that full PDF tutorial on my blog. And the best part, you can use this exact layout all year long. Birthdays, thank yous, sympathy, anything. Can you believe it? 10 cards, done. And honestly, once you begin to make multiples this way, you just might get addicted. It's that easy. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support means everything and helps keep my small business going. Okay, it's your turn to go out there and batch something beautiful. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day and that you have a chance to get inky. Bye.